It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Miami Dolphins. And it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
It's had many names, but only one NFL team over the years. We're at the home of the Dolphins, Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Blake Groupie out and ready to send this away. And we're underway at Hard Rock. Washington now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Dolphins offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a proud Samoan and one of your few fellow lefty QBs, Brock, Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua's early career, yeah, it was known for injuries. Maybe not being as durable and as available as you want in a top 10 pick. But the last few years, he's taken great strides to rewrite that narrative. Remember, this was a guy that rewrote the record books in Hawaii, won a national championship at Alabama, and nobody questioned the accuracy of that left arm. It was just the availability, well, that he's had to rewrite, and he's done a heck of a job.
They'll start the drive with Achane. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Tight end motioning right. 1st and 10 now. Here's Tagovailoa. Completes this one to Braxton Berrios. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, this is a headache-inducing run for a defensive coach. I could just imagine that staff both upstairs and down on the field watching it, Kate, because now, well, they don't have to just worry about this guy catching as a receiver. Now they know he can be a weapon in the ground game, too.
From the 27. That's caught. Devon Achane. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Taken in by Smith. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Tua off the play fake. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Off the play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Too much on that, and it sails through the end zone, incomplete.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
4th down, and on comes Jason Sanders for the Dolphins field goal. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. Aubrey puts it through, and the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Sanders all set to send it away. On the return, here's Mims. Return's looking good so far. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. So now we'll get a look at the other offense as the Saints take the field. And they're brought out by the second-rounder who's been climbing the leaderboard since 2014 at Fresno State, Derek Carr.
One thing you can always trust about Carr is to give you a lot of games and a whole lot of numbers as a starter each and every season. He's just got a lightning-quick release. I love watching him throw a football, but he's not gotten a lot of chances at postseason moments. In time, the time is not on his side.
Carr gonna open with a pass here. Catch made by Alvin Kamara. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Pistol snap to Carr. Got his target. It's Hill. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. He gets 6 on that play, and the Saints are going to have a first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Carr with it on first. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And now they face second down.
Timing is everything in life, and timing is everything defensively. That throw was just a little bit late and gave the defense time to close, deliver a pop, and knock that ball loose.
They kick the running back in motion. That's complete to Kamara. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Carr throwing on third. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Offense already looking like they're in mid-game form. They've got it down to the 32. Shaheed coming in motion left. This is Alvin Kamara with it. Nice run across the 15. And he's finally hauled down at the 12. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I'll tell you what, Kate, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Working out of the gun. It's Carr. This throw is caught. Oh, the football's loose. And it's a turnover. The defense has it. And they stop him before he gets much on the return. Look, you know, I'm always trying to be positive, partner. You take away the ending, it was a great drive. Everything they were hoping for, but all that work and effort, it's gone.
And all that people are going to remember is that ending, Kate. That's all that unfortunately matters for this offense.
So Miami headed out for its 2nd drive of the game. And their last drive did end in points, not as many as they wanted. While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover.
Previous play is under review.
All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So the nice defensive play, all for naught. He was down first, no fumble. So a crisis averted a moment ago, but their reward, a really tough 3rd down here. From the shotgun, Carr. Looking touchdown, but can't connect.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
On 4th down, out comes the Saints field goal team and Blake Grupe. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Mickatommy's kick is good. And we're all tied up now in the first half.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Here's Grupe on now to handle the kickoff. Washington now to return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Now we're going to see the Dolphin offense for their 2nd drive of the contest. They managed 3 on their last drive, but down inside the red zone, disappointing not to come away with a touchdown. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Tua now from the gun. He gets it complete to his man, Tyreek Hill. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Running with H.A. and out of the gun. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Making the stop that time, Kool-Aid McKinstry. The rookie out of Alabama, they're on the tackle.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
3rd down run from H.A. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Running back sent in motion. First down, here's Tua. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't, they call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Another try following the sack. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So they're left facing third and long.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
Third and long for him here. He's going to push one deep down the right. He's got it inside the 25. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden, we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Working inside the red zone. Able to find Achane. And he'll take this across. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins break the tie here in the first. Devon Achane with the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Jason Sanders to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Dolphins break that tie and now lead by 7. All set to send it away. On the return, here's Mims. And this drive will start inside the 25. This New Orleans offense readied up for its second drive of the contest. And they settled for a chip shot field goal last time, Brock. You gotta think they want to be able to finish it off and reach the end zone here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Play brought to an end by Jalen Ramsey. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, It can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense, who puts a sack on the board.
Let's see what they went with on third down. They kick the running back in motion. Carr staring down a third and long. Kamara's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Well, most drives should end right there, but they beat the defense and convert on 3rd and 17.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
Gets this one to Shaheed. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. It's a 10-3 ball game. Back to Hard Rock Stadium right after this. We're back for the second quarter. Saints in possession of the football. They're looking at 2nd and 3. Kamara running out of the gun. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Backfield is empty as they motion him outright. This one's caught. It's Shaheed near the sideline. 16 yards on the play. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Kamara now on 1st and 10. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
They send the tight end in motion. Carr now on 1st and 10. That's caught by Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Motioning one of the tight ends. Running behind center with Kamara. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Carr here from the gun. He just throws this one away. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Carr. hole. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
On 4th down, out comes the Saints field goal team and Blake Groupie. From the right hash, about 45 yards out. Mickey kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Eskridge to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Miami offense headed out there now. And after watching their passing attack take them the length of the field last drive, Brock, I expect we're probably going to see a heavy dose of the aerial attack again here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Escapes the pocket, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Never ever a great look when your quarterback's picking himself up a few seconds into a drive. They're going to need a lot more fight on 2nd down and a whole lot of yardage to get this back on track.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Here's A-Chain running right. And he's bundled up quick. This just crosses the 25 to about the 27. It's a 3-yard pickup. That's going to leave him facing 3rd and 10.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Saints grab it! And this return will reach the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans! The Saints parlay the turnover into a lead. Really smart play from him there, Brock. Not just to fall on the football, but to take it in for the score.
Yeah, a word we don't normally use with D linemen a lot, quickness, right? It's usually the corner skill guys, but he was quick, man. He downshifted in a hurry for 6.
So just like all touchdowns, all turnovers also reviewed, and they want to take another look at this one. Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Take that fumble away. The officials overturn the call and say he was down. Now it's Jake Bailey, who's out to punt this for the Dolphins. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's going to call for the fair catch here at the 38-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Saints will get set to take over. The New Orleans offense set to go now. And they settled for a field goal on their last series, so points are a positive, but they'll look to upgrade to a touchdown here. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. Throwing his car. That one's caught along the left sideline. And they'll have it a little shy of the 40 as he goes out. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
Well, you don't normally get that type of outcome on a slant. You're just looking for a little short yard gain. But find the right type of athlete with space to work before and a perfectly placed ball after the catch. It's a perfect play to break it big.
This is reeled in by Kamara. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They go play action with Khan. Completed to his running back. Pickup of 2 here. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
Move the chains! Got to move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Throwing again, it's Carr. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to the air. Carr. That's caught by Chris Olave. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Here's a give inside to Kamara. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
They bring the tight end in motion. They give on 2nd to Kamara. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
The Dolphins with an extra DB out there. 3rd down coming. Now Carr. This one's caught. And this one does not go far.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Mickatommy's kick is good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range, and he's delivering.
Things trim back down to a single-point Brock as they send this off and away. Eskridge on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Dolphins offense ready to go as they take the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's A-Chain up the middle. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, for pitchers, you hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
On play action, here's Tagovailoa. On target to Waddle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Tagovailoa off the play fake. Flushed out of the pocket. Now here he goes. And he's only able to manage 1 yard. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. Finds the in route complete. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. It's a pickup of 11. And it'll be 1st down, Miami.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. Tua now from the gun. This finds Smith. And he gets him around 6 there. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
3rd and 4 coming up now. To the air yet again. Tagovailoa. Complete beyond the marker. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. 1st down, here's Tua. Barrios makes the catch. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Able to find A-Chan. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Miami calls a timeout here. It's 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll come up 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down. Here's Tua again. This throw is caught. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they could try for some points going into the break. Jason Sanders leading the Dolphins field goal unit out. A very short kick here from the right hash. Aubrey puts it through, and that'll push their lead to 4.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field. That's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Well, Brock Martin, the touchback. This kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. One last play before the break. Looking to throw. He lofts it deep, right sideline. Caught at the 20-yard line. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field. Well, as we all know, halves can't end on a defensive penalty. So now we get an untimed down. Mickey kick is good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point. So we've reached halftime down here in Miami. The Dolphins have the lead. Now it's up north to Orlando for a look around the league. We've got Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. It was Devon Achane who's had the strong first half. He was targeted often in the passing game in those first 2 quarters, finishing with 5 catches and a touchdown as well.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Sanders all set to send it away. On the return, here's Mims. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Saints and running back Alvin Kamara trotting back out to the field. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They send a tight end in motion. Kamara gets it. Breaks the tackle, still going. This is ahead for about 5. Brought down that time by Kendall Fuller. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
Carr here from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Carr with it on first. Into the hands of Olave. And that's good for a gain of 5. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, Carr. That's complete to Kamara. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 39. This is reeled in by Valdez-Scantling. And they get this down to the 28. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. They bring Valdez-Scantling in motion. Here's a give to Kamara. And he carries it for a big gain that gets him down into the red zone. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
They stay on the ground with Kamara. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
They'll run with Kamara. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal. Ooh, let's give him a second there. Give him a sec. I'm going to imagine his heart's probably going, what, 150, 160 beats per minute right now, Brock, after nearly losing that fumble.
Yep, and it wasn't just a ball he dropped there. It was at least 3 points, too. But fortunately, that ball stays with him in the red zone. And now I'm really curious. It's one of those moments.
It's a New Orleans touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while. But that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
So the Saints offense staying on the fields. They're going for 2.
The Saints will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Trying the toss here for 2. And he is hit well behind the line. It goes down. They're not able to make much of anything on that 2-point attempt.
Defense did their homework on that one. They were keyed in from the start. They knew exactly who the offense was going to lean on to try to go for 2 there.
groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Washington now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Miami set to take over once again on offense. They find themselves trailing after the opening drive touchdown, and heck, it really set up to be an entertaining second half if they're able to answer here. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Motioning left is Berrios. Second half begins with a run by Achane. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
On these 1st and 10 calls, defenses are always keyed in that a run might be coming their way. And as soon as the QB turned to give the ball, the entire defense came crashing in to bury them for a loss.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Achane again. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Willie Gay there on the tackle. It's a 5-yard gain, and that brings up 3rd and 7.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
So the Dolphins readying for the punt. First punt win 45 yards. This looks considerably further. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The Saints and Derek Carr about ready to get back to work. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And it'll be their football. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Running left. This is Kamara. He's contained at the line for no gain. Hit applied by Bradley Chubb. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Working out of the gun, it's Carr. He fires one deep down the middle. This is caught inside the 15. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
The tight end going in motion right. They run it from the gun with Kamara. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. Give him maybe a yard on that play, Brock. Still 7 to go on 3rd and goal.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
Third and goal. Here's Carr. He's got it.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Nicotomny's kick is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game.
That's a handful of field goals for him now, Kate. In fact, 5 in this game, and they've needed every one of them to put together the lead they do have as we sit here at this point in the game.
Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Eskridge on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Dolphins sending their offense back out there. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Running back, motioning right. Short pass brought in. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. They motion the tight end over. Out of the shotgun, a give to A.J. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Tua off the play fake. Achane reels it in. Give him 13 on that play. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them the 1st down.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Achane on the inside give. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They run the counter to Achane. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis. A solid gain of 6 there. It's going to be 3rd and just a yard.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Tagovailoa looking to throw here on 3rd and 1. Has a man, it's Achane. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's Dolphins ball, and they're sort of in comeback mode. They trail to start the 4th. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Tagovailoa back to throw. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. On play action, here's Tagovailoa. Vacates quickly left side. He's going to keep it this time. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Third down run from Achane. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Ask for a little bit more on that one. Ask that running back to come up with more than he's used to on third down. He made it look like just another day at the office. I wouldn't expect every conversion to go as smoothly. He sure made that one look routine.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
Second down carry for Achane. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, I knew it at the time. I think everybody did. We knew the Legion of Boom was special, like that entire secondary, but their safety's ability, Earl and Cam, to come downhill, to make those tackles behind the line of scrimmage as he just did, yeah, man, you appreciate great safety play like that.
Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on third. Setting up the screen. And not much doing, he stopped quickly.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on third down.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And that brings things a little closer here late.
Such a perfect example of a kicker just doing his job. And now it's incumbent upon that defense to give him and their offense another shot.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. On the return, here's Mims. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Saints headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Carr now on 1st and 10. Fits it through the middle. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. It's a 21-yard gain. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Kamara now on 1st and 10. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Hey, Kate, sorting through traffic, seeking out a runner, that is this guy's domain. And boy, does he know how to operate in it.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Blitz coming. Carr. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I don't know if I've ever told you, but my dad was a driver's ed teacher. And I could just hear him right now say, son, take this out of reverse and put it in drive. Because this one's going nowhere right now. A drastic change on this play needed, and maybe a whole lot of luck to keep this series alive.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Carr back to throw. He lofts it deep left. And the touchdown is dropped. He had it for a moment in the end zone, but just couldn't secure it. What a chance for him. That's a rough incompletion to stomach.
With how hard it is to get an open look downfield, can't let the coverage off the hook with the drop. Saw open space, started running before he was able to watch the ball into his hands.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he's there to make the fair catch right at the 10-yard line. No return on that punt. And it'll be Dolphins football. Their offense ready to take the field now. And they brought out their kicker for a field goal their last possession. This time they'll look to bring him out for an extra point instead. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Going play action, Tagovailoa. He's got Smith. And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line as he stopped.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Running back sent in motion. This finds Smith. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Tua out of the pistol. Pass cut by Smythe. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Here's Achane. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Call it no gain, maybe one at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Slot receiver headed left. They'll stick with Achane. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
So out now comes the punter. Jake Bailey's going to kick it away. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones, continuing to hit this defense. More good numbers well into this second half. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They go play action with Carr. And he's there to send that one away. Incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. They kick the running back in motion. Hits him on the out route. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
It's Kamara on 3rd down. And he's brought down for a loss.
You felt it the second this play bounced toward the outside, this defense responded. They pounced. That was their chance to get to him before he could get the couple inches he needed for a 1st down.
Here comes the Saints punting unit. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And it's going to be their football coming up. First and 10 now from the 30. Man in motion out of the slot. 1st down. Here's Tua. Bails out of the pocket quick. Now he takes it. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down. It's the 2-minute warning from Miami. Dolphins trailing by 5. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. This one's taken in by Hill. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Back to throw. Taken in by Smith. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
He's on the move. Steps up, and he's running with it. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their 1st. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Second and 3 now. Here he is to throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Trying to connect with Tyreek Hill there. And that leaves him with 3rd and short.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Looking to throw it. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. Miami calls a timeout here. It's second. Still one more in their pocket to use. To the line for a new set of downs. Only a lone timeout at their disposal. Setting up to pass. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Slot man motioned over. He'll look to throw it. Trying to push it deep downfield. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him right. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. From the red zone now. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have second down coming up.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Man in motion, out of the slot. They go play action with Tagovailoa. And that's a touchdown. The catch is made, and they lead just before the end of this game. Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minute.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them, and Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
Well, we knew this was coming. All touchdowns are reviewed, especially late in a close game like this. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
After review of the play, ruling on the field stays.
No change to the call on the field, so that play's going to remain a touchdown. So now a big spot for the Dolphins here as they line up for 2.
The Dolphins are lining up for a 2-point conversion.
Slot man motioned over. They'll try it on the ground. And he made the line of scrimmage, but not that goal line. Defense there to shut down that 2-point attempt. They wanted that 3-point cushion. We all knew what they were doing, be able to maybe breathe a little bit easier. But now, got to keep them outside of field goal range, partner, because a kick would win this.
And that starts with a booming kickoff. Give them as long a field as possible before they can get that makeable field goal. From there, your defense, well, it's just got to rise to the occasion here in the last couple snaps of this game.
Jason Sanders.
Sanders all set to send it away. Here comes Williams on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Carr. Got his target. It's Hill. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing on 1st down, it's Carr. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And that's incomplete with 7 seconds left. Time for 1, maybe 2 more snaps. Searching for Chris Olave with that one. And it's going to be 2nd down. Back to the air, Carr. Trying to push it deep downfield. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So in the end, it's a Dolphins win here. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Dolphins, your winners, as we say so long from Miami.